Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. This is Takkar Rapid Series wherein we are discussing 10 MCQs on daily basis. This is class 36 of this series wherein we are discussing 10 MCQs based on yesterday's current affairs. So we are discussing current affairs based MCQs of 17th January 2023. Okay, so without any delay, let's start discussing these MCQs. First MCQ. Okay, so this is the match the following type of question, and you can see the framing here is the new type of framing introduced by UPSC this year in 2022 prelims. Only one pair, only two pairs. How many pairs mentioned above are correctly matched? It is talking about space missions and their features or purpose. Okay, so as the names can be seen, they are the space missions of India or being launched by ISRO. We can say the features we should understand here. Let's identify them. Shukrayaan 1, ISRO's planned orbiter mission to Mercury. This is not correct, right? Shukra Tara, or simply we can use the logic also. Shukra, it is basically the planned mission to Venus to understand the surface and the atmosphere of Venus. So it is planned mission by the ISRO to the Venus. So it is incorrectly matched. Aditya L1. Aditya is name for sun. We all know about this in Hindi or Sanskrit, Aditya. So one can easily use that and use the logic. India's first solar observatory space mission. This is correct. Gaganyaan, orbital vehicle to explore and collect lunar soil. Now there is trick here. Gaganyaan is not for lunar, or we can say that moon. ठीक है, lunar मतलब क्या होता है? moon का जो soil है. But Gaganyaan is simply, you should understand, it is for manned space missions. Okay, so space voyage or space missions and the docking system that is to be tested here. So the Gaganyaan is related to manned space missions and not specifically for lunar, understanding the lunar surface here. Okay, so it is incorrectly matched. Mangalyaan 2. So Mangalyaan, Mars, we all know about this. Mangalyaan or Mars orbiter mission earlier that we had launched, तो वो कहाँ पे था? Mars के लिए था. Now we have planned MOM2 or Mangalyaan 2. So it is planned orbiter mission to the Mars. This is correctly matched. Okay, so how many of these are correctly matched? 2 of these are correctly matched. Only 2 pairs is the correct answer. Now again I am repeating, if you do not know information about any one of them, you should not mark this question. You should skip this question. Okay, so yes, moving on. Yes, to tackle the NPA or bad assets problem in the banking banking sector, RBI has designed several mechanisms, and important among them is provisioning norms, which is part of RBI's prudential regulation. Now, which of the following statement most appropriately describe provisioning in the banking? Now it is concept based question. Concept in the sense that some banking related terminologies, banking regulation, banking supervision related terminologies can be asked in the examination, and NPA is a hot topic. It is always in news. Non-performing assets or bad assets we are talking, and the provisioning is one of the kind of we can say that solution mechanism given by RBI to these banks to deal with bad loans. Now what do you mean by provisioning? Okay, so provisioning is basically the banks are setting aside or provide funds for absorbing bad loans. So whenever a bank is giving loan to the particular entity, it can be corporate, it can be person, it can be businessman. So when it is giving loan, it tries to understand the credit worthiness of that person or company. When the credit worthiness is very high, so it means that we can say there will be full repayment of that loan. The bank will understand that there will be full repayment of the loan in future. तो उसके लिए उनको टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं ज्यादा. Okay, so they feel that there will not be bad loan, और उसको provisioning यानी कि अलग से जो एक certain amount of money as a percentage of that loan, this is not to be set aside. But when the credit worthiness is little bit lower, there is possibility that the person or the entity may not repay the loan or repay in time. So that may further lead to bad loans or non-performing assets of that bank. तो ऐसे लोन्स जब बैंक देती है तो उसके लिए प्रोविजनिंग यानी कि एक सर्टेन अमाउंट उसके बैंक के मनी से ही साइड में निकाल के रखती है. ठीक है, so this is called as provisioning norm. Fine, so that these bank bad assets do not act as a burden on the accounting or we can say that account books of that bank. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. B is the correct answer here. Fine, moving on. See here, the RBI proposes expected loss based approach for provisioning by banks. Now, there has been a growing debate between global south and global north. Which of the following statements can be said to be correct regarding global south? Now the context here is that recently, as a part of G20 summit, we can say that prelude, or simply we can say that we know that we are going to have G20 summit in India, and there are several meetings happening as a part of G20. India is spearheading those meetings. Several discussions are happening as a part of G20, we can say that summit. And recently, Voice of Global South Summit recently happened, and India hosted that summit. This was for the first time it was held. तो global south क्या होता है, global north क्या होता है, you should be knowing about this. Let's identify the statement. Suppression under the colonialism is key commonality between countries of global south. This is correct. Most of these countries we call them as global south. Which are these countries? These countries largely lies in Asia, Africa and South America. Okay, and South America. ठीक है, remember this. Now if we talk about Asia, we can give the examples of India, China, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. These are the examples. Africa, yes, most of the Africa was colonized. South America, yes, most of the South America was colonized by the global north countries like US, Canada, other European countries, West European countries like France, UK, Germany. Okay, so they are called as global north, including Australia and New Zealand. Remember this. Okay, so countries like India, Brazil, China, Australia, South Africa are considered to be part of global south. Now there is this Australia added here, तो ये global south का part नहीं है. हमें लग सकता है कि वो southern hemisphere में है, that's why it is part of global south, but it is not there. Remember this, so it is not correct. Then high population vulnerability to the climate change is the key feature of these countries belonging to global south. This is true. Most of these countries, like for example, we can talk about the Mexico, Indonesia, South Africa, Brazil, India, China, all these are largely we can say high population countries. Along with that, they are also vulnerable to whatever the outcome of climate change that we are witnessing, extreme weather events that are happening, floods, droughts, the tropical cyclones, their frequency has increased frequency of heat waves, cold waves. तो ये सारा जो है ज्यादा vulnerability कहां पर है, global south में. Remember this. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer, right? C is the correct answer in this case. Fine. Now moving on. Recently, the United Nations has projected absolute decline in China's population in the years to come. Consider the following statement regarding possible economic fallout, implications of declining population growth on Chinese economy. ठीक है, तो कौन से करेक्ट है ये आइडेंटिफाई करना है. China's export may fall considerably in years to come. There may be increase in tax revenue for the Chinese government. Now one can easily understand when there is decline in the population, overall population, not we are talking about population growth rate, rather we are talking about the population. Now Chinese population, when it will decline, what we can expect is there is a low amount of human capital. अगर ह्यूमन कैपिटल कम हो गया है, so what we can expect is decline in overall economic activities. Decline in overall economic activities. When there is overall decline in economic activities, how the government is going to generate revenue in terms of tax? So there will be decline in tax revenue. Simply, this is how applied questions are being asked by UPSC. And along with that, when there is decline in economic activity, we can expect that there is decline in exports also, as China is having export-led growth, economic growth, तो वो भी कम हो जाएगा. So export may fall considerably, this is true, but there may be increased tax revenue. This is false. We can expect that there is decrease in the tax revenue in China. right? So only one is correct answer here in this case. Fine. Now moving on. Which of the following group of countries are part of I2U2? Very simple, straightforward question. Last year, this year only UPSC mains examination GS2 paper, there was question on I2U2. We can expect question in prelims in the similar manner, but in a very basic manner we have asked this question I2U2. But those students who are starting just preparation for the first time, they may not be knowing about this I2U2, तो वो जो है competition से बाहर हो जाएंगे simply. Okay, because we have given the confusing options also, like Uzbekistan we have added UK, Ukraine, US, ऐसा अलग अलग ऐड किया है. जिन्होंने ये पढ़ा नहीं है कभी, they will get it wrong for sure. Okay, so we all know that I2U2 is basically the West Asian Quad, we call it, and this is the new grouping of US, India, Israel and UAE. ठीक है, so this is how the new quad is being formed. The old quad we all know that US, Japan and Australia and India, but now this is called new quad and we can call it as West Asian Quad specifically, and here the focus is largely on trade and connectivity. Okay, so you can see first is the correct option here, right? Okay. Now, which of the following is directly related to Supreme Court of India's appellate jurisdiction? Yes, what should be answer? Yes, it related to, simply we can say that appellate jurisdiction.
So appellate means appeal can go to.
Yes, yes.
In A.
Yes, so appellate jurisdiction, yes, Supreme Court is having different kinds of jurisdiction like appeals or appellate jurisdiction, writs jurisdiction or original jurisdiction we call. So different types of jurisdiction are there. When we talk about appellate jurisdiction, that means the appeal can be there from the lower courts to that court. Okay, so here if we talk about the high courts, the appeal from high court can go to Supreme Court in all these three cases: civil, criminal and constitutional case. In addition to this, there is also called as special leave petition, SLP. ठीक है, SLP. Now this appellate jurisdiction, article number याद करना है, article number 132 to article number 136. 136 is this one. ये बाकी के जो तीन है वो civil और criminal और constitutional matters. Special leave petition 136. So what is special leave petition? When Supreme Court can suo moto take the petition from High Court and transfer it to the Supreme Court and then give the verdict regarding this. Okay, but here answer is A here specifically. Now original jurisdiction, if we talk about, these are the two, right? So a dispute between union and states and among the states. So this is original jurisdiction. Fine. Okay. Consider the following statement about James Webb Telescope, and we have to find the correct statement here. James Webb's telescope, we can expect question in prelims. It is very much in news. We can expect question in GS3 paper, mains also. Yes, correct statement. James Webb telescope is successor of Hubble telescope and has mass that is about half of it. Now very specific information comparing earlier Hubble telescope and James Webb telescope is or can be asked both in prelims and mains. तो हमें सिर्फ specifically James Webb का याद नहीं रखना है, हमें comparatively याद रखना है. Okay, so if the first statement is correct here, this James Webb telescope was launched in 2019. The combined work, it is collaboration between NASA, European Space Agency, but not JAXA, Japanese, but Canadian. ठीक है, Canadian Space Agency. तो इन्होंने तीनों ने ये किया हुआ है. थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट. इट इज द स्पेस टेलीस्कोप दैट कंडक्ट्स इंफ्रारेड एंड विजिबल लाइट एस्ट्रोनॉमी. आपको ये भी स्पेसिफिक पता होना चाहिए. इट इज नॉट विजिबल, ओनली इंफ्रारेड. Okay, if we talk about the Hubble telescope, it was conducting this UV and we can say visible light astronomy. ये इंफ्रारेड लॉन्ग वेवलेंथ होगा, लंबे डिस्टेंस से वो लाइट कैप्चर कर पाएगा. ऐसा आप लॉजिक याद रखिए. Okay, now this telescope is launched in the very long orbit. We can say that it is Lagrange point 2, LP2 जिसको बोला जाता है. What is this Lagrange point? क्या होता है ये? Basically these are the important points located along the revolution path of Earth around the sun. And the specific difference between these two is that Hubble telescope was revolving around the Earth in a lower Earth orbit around 500 kilometer. But this particular James Webb telescope is revolving around the sun. It is revolving around the sun. ये major difference है और ये काफी दूर तक लॉन्च किया गया है. ये बहुत मतलब distance comparatively बहुत ज्यादा है. Okay, so yes, third statement, recently discovered an exoplanet, that is the planet around the sun but not in the Goldilocks zone. Now exoplanet is not basically part of solar system, no. So this is incorrect. Exoplanet is outside our solar system. Okay, so ये Goldilocks zone एक specific term है, right? Whenever we talk about any planet lying in Goldilocks zone of that solar system, we say that there is possibility of life on that planet. ठीक है, जैसे कि Earth, when the Earth's location, Earth और Mars जो बोलते हैं हम, Earth and Mars location is Goldilocks zone in we can say that our solar system. तो इतना डिस्टेंस होता है वो स्टार से उस प्लैनेट का. So we can call it as Goldilocks zone where the possibility of life can be there. Okay, so we can call it as Goldilocks zone. So fourth statement is incorrect here. तो ये देख रहे हैं आप, first only one only is the correct answer in this case. Now yes, what is the name of bilateral naval exercise between India and France? It is recently news, इसलिए हमने ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है. We can expect such kind of question either in match the following or specific question. Bilateral naval exercise, naval कैसे याद रखना है? Naval पानी होता है, water होता है, and you can know that Varuna is rain god जिसको हम बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो ऐसे याद रख सकते हैं. दिस इज बेसिकली करेक्ट आंसर. नेवल एक्सरसाइज. गरुड़ा फ्लाइंग है, एयरफोर्स है. शक्ति, हाउ डू यू रिमेंबर शक्ति? माइट, आर्मी, ऐसे याद रख सकते हैं. इट इज आर्मी. सो ऑल दीज आर विथ फ्रेंच, बट गरुड़ा शक्ति इज विथ इंडोनेशिया. एंड अगेन शक्ति है तो आर्मी का होगा. हर चीज लॉजिक से याद रखिए, नहीं तो फैक्चुअल बहुत एक्सरसाइजेस होती है. ठीक है, यस, फाइन. ओके, दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ एक्सप्लेनेशन. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट अबाउट तमिल पोएट सेंट थिरुवल्लुवार. नाउ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वी कैन से दैट पर्सनैलिटी इन द तमिल लिटरेचर. Thiruvalluvar. Okay, we have to identify the correct statement. His work Thirukkural is divided into three parts with teachings on dharma, artha and kama. Now when we talk about the art and culture part, the literature is also part of it, and some specific factual questions are being asked from art and culture. Okay, so we may not be knowing the specific information about Thirukkural, ये जो literature है, but yes, consider this question as an information part. ठीक है, बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हमें नहीं आता है तो हमें वो जान के लेना चाहिए. Practicing MCQs, one of the aspect of practicing MCQs is this one also, क्योंकि आपको नई information भी मिलेगी. And this is true statement. It is divided into three parts teaching here in this book: dharma, artha and kama. And second, Thiruvalluvar temple built in 16th century is of Dravida style. One can imagine that southern India है तो Dravida style से ही होगा. So one can easily mark that. Thiruvalluvar temple is located near Chennai. Okay, in the memory of Thiruvalluvar, this temple is built in 16th century, this aspect. So C is the correct answer here, both 1 and 2. Okay, see here, that's why it is in news. ठीक है, consider the following statements. Yes, National Digital University, this was announced by Finance Minister in this Union Budget 2022-23 this year. Recently it was in news. क्या फीचर्स है इसके? करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट पूछा है. ओनली पब्लिक यूनिवर्सिटीज आर अलाउड एज पार्टनर इंस्टीट्यूट्स ऑफ डिजिटल यूनिवर्सिटी. ऐसा तो होगा नहीं ना कभी. ठीक है, रादर प्राइवेट को भी करेंगे, नंबर उनका ज्यादा है यूनिवर्सिटीज का, सो इट विल बी गुड. सो दैट्स व्हाई बोथ पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट कैन पार्टिसिपेट. National Digital University will allow students to pursue multiple courses at a time. This is important uniqueness of this university. Multiple courses at a time, and this will be hosted by Swayam platform, जो सेल्फ स्टडी के लिए होता है, या हम बोल सकते हैं 9th स्टैंडर्ड टू हायर एजुकेशन के लिए ओपन सोर्स प्लेटफॉर्म्स जिसको हम बोलते हैं, या उसको स्पेसिफिक टर्म है ओपन एक्सेस जिसको हम बोलते हैं, ओपन सोर्स या ओपन एक्सेस टू द इंफॉर्मेशन और नॉलेज. फाइन, सो वो प्लेटफॉर्म है ये हमारा. सो दिस इज करेक्ट. नेशनल डिजिटल यूनिवर्सिटी विल ऑफर ओनली ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज फ्रॉम इट्स पार्टनर इंस्टीट्यूट. ऑफ कोर्स इट इज ओनली ऑनलाइन, डिजिटल है तो इससे लॉजिक लगा सकते हैं हम. ठीक है, सो 2 and 3 इज द करेक्ट आंसर. फाइन. Yes, okay, so these are the 10 MCQs for today, and the explanation of these MCQs is attached in the description of this video. You can read that explanation, you can enrich your knowledge regarding these topics. Fine. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment box, and we'll try to resolve that within the next 24 hours in the coming session. Fine, thank you.